Raiford shorts.
Got it, okay.
And we learned a lot about like problem solutions and other things. And yeah.
Right now we're kind of working on building an idea for who our target customer is going to be. We have like our little market niche. We want to focus on Vegas because if we're starting a lifestyle blog, we feel like the blogs out there, there's so many, it's so condensed and concentrated, so we kind of want to bring the fact that we live in Las Vegas kind of out there and kind of show everybody how it's like to live here. But not only that, show the fashion sense of interesting people around the community to kind of connect them like you guys. We want to use art, music, and fashion, but we want to focus on fashion right now just because we kind of want to give people an idea of like our credibility and like what we can do. So right now, for the fashion blog, we hope to launch it soon and hopefully have our brand strengthened and focused and have it clear and concise.
Oh, cool. It's Justin, no, or I guess we'll get into it, but help you with the market data, you know, kind of things. So Justin's really good at that, and of course Roxanne too. But a goal I'm saying is that whatever we can do to help, but you know, Jonathan has been through so much more than people could imagine in the past, you know, year or so. And so there's not a question that he really can't, you know, even address.
It sounds like you guys have gotten really involved, and I think that's what we want more.
Yeah.
We want to build more connections.
Not only that, I like how like what you're doing is so clear and like focused. Like I said, that's something that we're trying to work on because we kind of want to do everything, but we understand that like you can't do everything when it comes to a business. You kind of have to be focused so you don't mislead people. You want them to kind of understand what you're doing and not just like, so what do you guys do, you know? But I like how everything is set in stone and that's where we want to get.
That's how pretty much every startup business starts out like that. Like there's so many options and you just don't know where to go with it yet. Like what to focus on, and that's a problem that we had for a few months. But once you're like into it and you know what you're doing, like it
comes together.
It comes naturally.
Big backpacks.
Yeah, it was as far as the backpack idea, we came out like you guys said. You guys weren't set in stone. My ideas were all over the place.
Yeah.
This is actually the project started about 2 years ago.
2010.
Yeah, 2010 was when it officially started,
Okay.
but we didn't actually
Like
launch
focus.
it to 2011. But because it took about a year to really get everything concrete, because my original idea was it to be completely customizable. So you'd be able to,
Like
backpack straps, like buckles.
Different things.
Yeah, it's like
It was
an
crazy.
accessory bag. Yeah.
But I mean, we'll work more towards that like later.
Yeah.
But you need to
But when you
start
start-
making a simple idea first. Like how you guys are gonna probably focus on the blog first. That's a good way to start because it's brand, like you're building yourself, your identity. So.
And I think we learned that too with our first project because they were custom shorts, and we didn't realize how long it was going to take. So it's definitely easier to start off more simple.
Yeah.
And that's actually something I've been seeing a lot, like just like random friends of mine have been doing that too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. We've noticed that too.
Yeah.
Like ever since we did that, I don't know, like coincidence or whatever, but just everyone's been doing shorts lately. But we're like moving on to the next anyway. So.
You guys have logos or anything yet, or as far as your company goes?
That's been our problem for the longest.
Like we were stuck on a name for a while, but then we found out that it wasn't going to work. And that's because it was already taken. And it was actually a movie title, and we were really depressed about it. And so we've just been
Trying really
hard. But I think what we neglected to realize was we need to strengthen our brand image before we can actually find a name. Like we know what we like. We know the type of culture that we're into, which is we're pretty much open to everything. But our problem was we weren't, set on what we wanted to do and what we wanted to be viewed as an image. So I feel like before we can figure out a name, we have to understand like who we want to be first, or who we want people to see us as.
And you guys say you design your own stuff then? So you guys design your own clothing and stuff like that?
Do you have like any examples of that?
I wish I
Like, are you
had.
guys wearing anything with it?
Not today.
As far as, I know how it feels to be like really, like a perfectionist, like you don't want to share your flaws, like,
I'll
you
definitely
know.
have stuff to talk about.
Yeah, like before he would post up like these things, and I'm like, no, don't post that yet.
Yeah,
Like, I
'cause
don't
you want it to
to
look
see it
perfect.
But the thing is, like, it's never going to be perfect. You have to start somewhere in order for it to get to where you want to be. So don't be like, you don't have to be so shy about it, like, oh, it's not ready yet. Like, just throw it out there, because if you wait for it to be like the perfect moment, it'll never come. Like, it'll be 5 years, and then you're like, oh,
Seriously.
Yeah.
I was about to say that, because we don't talk
Speaking
about
of
it.
the journey, you know, like, we used to be really modest about it. We didn't want to tell anyone about anything. Like, she's a graphic designer, and hardly people would see her, like, post things about it. And then, like, me with fashion design, I kind of wanted to, I always knew I wanted to do something in the fashion industry, but I didn't want to be out there until it was just like, bam, like, you didn't know I could do this, you know? But, like, it's not, you can't, it was just unrealistic to think that way, just because, like you said, people want to see you establish your credibility. So I really feel like the whole journey thing, showing people what you're doing and stuff, it's kind of like how in the modern day, how people work and how people kind of like grow to like your style.
And it also makes you really like relatable. Like someone can be like, well, they started like they were like me. Like
Yeah.
they didn't have, you know, any special like crazy like superpowers or anything like that. Like you guys started like them, and that's gonna make them like support you more later, like down the road, and build like respect for you guys too. So
Yeah.
And a lot of things that I would recommend you guys do as far as whatever vlogs or anything that you're doing is also video. I mean, you could even talk about how you're going to customize a certain shirt or whatnot. I know that she doesn't like to watch her own videos, but I told her to do it. I just said, hey, just post up a video about how to make a bow, something real simple. She has like 5,000 views in less than like 3 months, you know? So
Yeah.
That's more than the whole channel. I'm such a
yeah,
loser.
like you know how it's really big, like the bows are. Like,
Yeah.
So just go out there and just reach people by just, you know, introducing yourself to them and just letting them know what you're about. And
Right.
people will want to follow you, they'll want to, you know, see what you're about. You just gain people that way as well.
When were you guys like open like publicly, like you know how you said you started? When did you start
I
again?
started, well,
2 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah,
2
you're
years
like
ago. When
2
did
years ago.
when did you start like letting everyone know that you guys are happening basically?
Just, yeah, it was pretty much last year.
during the
Last year.
summer. Yeah, that's when we actually like started.
What did you have to have like prepared before you were able to?
I mean, as far as just, if you want to start presenting like a whole patent, like a whole customizable option like we did, we had the patent pending paperwork in place. As far as Revive, we had already established the name, we found out that nobody owned it, so we started promoting it as Revive through our social media pages, and then we got the trademark paperwork into it. As far as the design and stuff, we were really open. We let everybody know what we were doing. On our Facebook page, we had drawings. Like, if you look at our Facebook page, you'll
So
see.
you had like early like, you know, previews.
And I think that's how like you also gain a lot of support.
Yeah.
People, they see your journey, like you started from this and now you're like actually doing big things. So
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to like focus so much on the name, like getting it concrete and stone like right now, because we started out just as Imagine and Create.
Yeah, Imagine and Create.
That was like the business, the name of the business, the company. But then from there, it's like Imagine and Create presents like whatever line or whatever you're gonna do. So you don't have to focus on. We didn't actually get the name until probably like around October or November, around there of last year. So.
And just let people know, you just be as open as you can to them and let them know what you're doing, and that way they are like, oh, well, you know, like and now even people that see us today that knew me from before, they're like, oh, you're still doing that backpack thing, right? I've been following you on Facebook, you're doing a lot of things, and that way they talk to their friends and their family about it, and the word just spreads around. And now we even have people from like that we don't even know, or as far far as a guy named German, we just hung out with him yesterday. He was like, yeah, I was at a pool party with this guy. I was like, hey, you're the guy that draws on backpacks, right?
We had only
I was
done it
like,
once.
yeah, we only done it once with them. So it's like the word of mouth just spreads.
My cousin was at a tattoo shop, Ben, you met him, he was at a tattoo shop and he had his hat on. He said, I know that logo, the backpacks, right? And so this stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's just spreading, you know?
Pictures
Yeah,
of
like
like
pictures,
shorts, of the shorts we did.
So what's cool too, and this my only input is that no matter what, and I know Roxanne, and I'll know her for hopefully forever, but the biggest thing is that, like I know Nadine was on, I met you like 2006, 2007, Justin, Jonathan, but the goal, you know, Kim, you guys just stay together, that's what you got, but
Oh,
more
yeah.
important than logos or anything, it's just now that you're here, don't stop doing, that's the hardest thing. But hopefully you'll know Jonathan and, you know, Amanda, Justin, Dina, because that's probably the hardest thing, even, you know, for adults, for young people,
Yeah.
for everybody. Just don't quit.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah,